Hello, everyone. This is Community Office Hours at Formaloo, and the purpose of these events is to answer your questions, and these are open, virtual, and live Q&A style sessions. So let's get started. So the first question is, please describe more about how to use Formaloo in general.
Awesome. So you can use Formaloo in variety of the ways. Basically, what we try to do in Formaloo is that give you and your organization a central database so you can manage every piece of data that you have. So you can have any piece of data that you have connected together, so you can use it to build awesome stuff out of it. Basically, with Formaloo, you can build simple things like forms, surveys, quizzes, widgets, to complex applications like HR portals, dynamic CRMs, the dashboards, reports, and anything else that you need for your business. On that note, you can create anything that you want because as a core, Formaloo is a database. And you have not only a database at your disposal, but also an application layer so you can create anything you want, just like in putting Legos together. We have over 100 templates, so you can start from them and you can manage them and customize them however you want.
Great. So the other question is how to use conditional logic in my forms.
So we have a few great tutorials on that. One of the core features of Formaloo is that you can add the logics, conditions, anything that on that front to your forms, to your databases, and to your applications. So you can basically design your system to work in a way that you want. And instead of creating like 10 or 20 forms, you can create a smart form so you can have everything in the same place. You can customize the UI to interact with your audience based on the choices they selected, based on where they click and everything on that. Check our help desk system. There is a few tutorials, both video tutorials and text tutorials on how you use conditions. The best thing is that you can use conditions on top of each other. So you are not only bound to one or two conditions, you can create complex conditions and workflows as you wish.
Perfect. So the other question is, I'm new to this, but I know forms can benefit my systems and process. I just need to learn how. So it didn't describe the process and systems, but
so one of the first things that I think it's very important to address is that the great possibility of forms are for capturing leads. Capturing leads and getting the data on your leads is very important. Lead generation is where most businesses lose money because it's not efficient at all for many businesses. And they are losing a lot of potential customers because people are not getting the interaction and the experience they want in many businesses. So an interactive form that really is created for your customers can really drive up your conversion rate. Both conversion rate from visitor to customers and from current customers to high-paying customers. So a website with a great lead generation form perform almost twice as good as a website without one. People don't like to look for stuff. They want everything on their fingertips.
Perfect. So the other question is, how can I embed forms in SMS text message and fill in the questionnaire for a code?
So another thing that you can do, you can automate that with an SMS provider that you have, and you can connect it as you wish. And also you can share the link to your form inside SMS messages. And the link is designed to work very well on any mobile devices. So you're good to go. Just put the link and there is nothing else that you need to do.
Great. So Gary has a question. Gary should.
something just popped into my head, and I don't know if I can use Formaloo for this, but we've all seen like the GDPR pop-ups that we get on the screen. And I was just thinking, is there any way to use Formaloo in that method to allow people to accept like a GDPR situation? There's a secondary question to that. So, but that's the first part. I know I can use like a pop-up thing for that, but I'm thinking of it more of a form system that would retain the information, because when someone comes to a website and they accept something, it's very complicated. I know.
I got you. And we have a lot of use cases on that front. So yes, you can use Formaloo to do that. You can use Formaloo widgets to do that. And also, as Formaloo widgets can be connected to your backend system as well. So you can, for example, send user ID, emails, anything that you want on top of that. So you know the preference of each of your users individually. So yes, you can create a very, very smart GDPR system to be popped up and capture the choices that a customer have and store it for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I like when I see the GDPR systems is that someone could accept something, but then they might change their mind. I don't want to allow everything anymore. I want to go in and I want to change my selection. So they can click on a little button that would then pull up what they filled out previously.
This can be done as well. Not now, but very soon. But this can be done as well. Yes.
I'm going to need to have somebody help me through that, because
absolutely.
I'm just envisioning something much more complicated than a typical form.
However, there is one thing that we should consider is that the cookie management systems that a lot of websites use, they're not just saving the preference, but based on those preferences, they are activating cookies as well. We don't have that. So that part should be connected to that form, to that widget, basically. That part should be, and a lot of these cookie saved preference systems provide an API that you can connect it. So you can use it on both sides. But if you want to automate that, so based on the preference, the cookies are stored or deleted, you need that as well.
And what is this other thing you're telling me that I need?
The cookie management system for your system. Based on the preference, you have different cookies and different trackers. If, for example, you have a tracker on your website installed, and if someone says, okay, don't track me, they should remove those.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Awesome.
Perfect. Moving on to the next question, knowing some best practices on what type of data we can store and what the best question types to use on the form that creates each database. They want to know more about what type of data they can use.
So basically, the great thing about Formaloo is that you can use it basically almost on everything. So we support every field possible that the database will support. And also, we are creating new fields that just make your life easier. So every generic field type that a database can support, we already have that. And also, we are introducing different fields that are not a database field, but can be translated to that. For example, we have a signature field that is used for e-signatures, and it is translated in databases to, so we can sign forms and contracts and everything on that. Or, for example, we have a custom validation field, a regex field, where you can create, for example, a field that only accepts car plates that are valid in UK. So you can do that with, for example, custom validation field. Anything on that front, you can create with Formaloo. But what should you use? I would suggest that you check the templates, because templates are also, all of our templates are made from our community members. So it is the real use cases that people created the databases, applications, and forms before. So you can use that to elevate it to next level and see, okay, for example, for verifying the email address of our customers, I should add email verify field.
Great. So examples of good converting forms. What are good converting forms?
So the converting form for example, getting from prospects to leads and leads to customers, I would suggest two things. So to make your forms and surveys very interactive and to make it very personalized. So that's where the logic is playing a big role. If you personalize your form for different audiences and based on their choices, you show them different things, it can be a great hit for conversion and can reach a higher conversion when you use logic to create different paths for different type of customers, for different segments of customers. We have quite a few good examples in our templates, in lead generation templates.
Perfect. So Alan has asked, is there a way to do interactive chat between a form and the Formaloo app?
So we are building this as of right now. It's under development. When we develop this, you will have what we call a chatbot made in Formaloo. So you can create any chatbot that you want, and it will be interactive like a chat system.
Perfect. Alan, do you want to ask follow-up questions?
Oh yeah, I'm just looking for various pieces. So I teach at a major university. I'm a professor at SMU in Dallas.
Awesome.
So yeah, so you know, I kind of got it to sort of stick in my course and be able to use it kind of as a little communication tool. But I was gonna look to see if maybe that chatbot feature was on the drawing board. Are you going to put that in the pro plan, or are you going to make people buy that?
No, it will be included.
Be included in the pro plan.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah. So I get I've got about let's see, what time is it? 2:18 here. Yeah, I got a 4 o'clock the downtown, but we'll be done a long time before then. But it's with a major enterprise, and I'm actually gonna show some pieces of Formaloo to them. So
Awesome.
There you go. There you go. And you'll recognize the name when and if they decide to sign up. So
Awesome. Thank you very much. That will be great.
So good.
Thank you.
Any idea when the chat features will be done?
Yes, so it's already in development, so I wouldn't say it won't take too much time. We are doing the design right now, so we
Weeks,
can have
months,
a month or so. Yeah,
So
month or
Alan,
so. Okay, gotcha.
Alan, what can you tell me about this chat thing that you're describing and what it is,
So
how you're using it?
So it's so basically, okay. So we have we actually have a learning management system that we use that pretty much everybody uses. It's called Canvas. Mm-hmm. And I embed Formaloo forms, or I'm going to embed Formaloo forms in my syllabus. I'm going to embed them in different pages, those kinds of things, so that as students are scrolling down, they can get a little more information, those sorts of things. But what I want them to be able to do is, if they have a question, ask a question. If they can't find it, I want to be able to hand it off to like one of the teaching assistants and all that. I've got 3 large core undergraduate sections right now, about 180, probably be closer to 190 students by the time we actually launch the course and all the undergraduates are back to campus and all of that. I mean, we're a real university. We're not, online or anything. So we are online, but most of our undergraduates live on campus and all that.
So while they're filling out the Formaloo forms, they would have this chatbot thing there.
Yeah, they'd have the opportunity if they needed to ask us a question, especially in the early days of the course. They could ask something quick. Now we integrate with, or we actually force them to use Slack. So my 2308 course teaches Excel. It teaches them SQL. Teaches them project management, those kinds of things, right? So just some core skills that they can kind of extend through their journey toward their BBA, right? And at some point, I try to turn a few of them to the good side of the force and get them into business analytics and supply chain, those kinds of things. So we force them to use Slack because they're going to encounter Slack in enterprise, right? May as well get it on your phone now because it's it's a major tool, right? So we get that in there, but there are also things. So for instance, one thing that I deal with an awful lot are we have athletes and they go off to compete, hopefully win, sometimes they lose. Those kinds of things against other universities around the country and, sometimes around the world, depending upon, we've got a really good golf team, for instance. Both the guys and the girls are really good this year. And we have a really good swim team, that kind of thing. But they get excused absences. Well, I've got 180 students and probably 35% of those are going to have one or more excused absence at some point. Plus, they're going to be sick and all of that. So I'm going to roll out a Formaloo form to be able to handle that and shove that data into infinity. And then the teaching assistants can go along when we get to the place where we're doing attendance. They can actually go in and make those adjustments based on that. But let's suppose that, for instance, somebody on an athletic team, they've used up their 5 free absences for, hey, I'm sick, or have a hangover or something like that. And they want to ask us a question or something. Then at that point, I'd like to have, the TAs be able to, pull up their phone and go, oh, okay, here. Yeah, I can do that. So they chat back with them right online.
Farouk, I have a question with the chat. Is that going to be something that we can set, like display it during certain hours and certain days and not certain hours and certain days?
Not at the start, but we will add that later on.
Yeah.
Because at the start, it will be like a chatbot system. But after that, yeah, definitely we can add, for example, a duration period.
That's what the do not disturb features for on a phone, right?
Yeah. Also, on that note, I want to share with you a link. I shared it in the chat, which is quite popular with a lot of universities that use Formaloo because they can create their own course applications. And they can create the web version and mobile version, and they can update it without people have to download another application or update their application. So it will be instantly updated with new lessons and everything.
So regarding the chatbot questions, there's also actually another question about chatbots. Are we able to create chatbot style widgets with video, text, and audio interactions?
Yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea that is coming to the chatbot as well.
Right now, I'm kind of I'm sort of half-assing it right now with iData. So I use iData, and then I use Formaloo as well. And I actually had to go in and add the code to Canvas for to allow the JavaScript to execute to launch the little pop-up chatbots and stuff like that. I'm just a professor, but I have a strong IT background. I was also the CIO, so it's like I get hung with maintaining a lot of these different things. We're a major university. You'd think they'd be able to find somebody else, but yeah. So I got fired from that role as CIO, but in the academic world, getting fired does not necessarily mean you can stop doing the job. You may still have to do the job even though they fired you, right? So
Perfect. Thank you.
Sounds like
Alan.
being a business owner.
yeah, there you go. That's it.
So let's move on to the questions. Is there any resources for building backend database admin environment?
So yeah, you can do it right away. We have quite a few clients that are using Formaloo basically as a database infrastructure, and they are creating everything on their own system. You can simply add and use that system via our Formaloo API and Formaloo SDK, which is available in GitHub. So you can check the sample page codes as well.
Also, they've asked for optimal practices to use Formaloo as a database for building apps. For example, I see questions show up as text or tag looking items with different colors. Those tags in the app.
Yeah. So we have basically a default UI that you can use as you wish for your applications, and you can customize it if you want. But you can basically create a completely different UI in the applications and use it as they wish. For example, I will share with you another system, which is quite popular right now. I will share it in the chat section, and you can see that this application is made with Formaloo as well. This application has a completely different UI, and you can change it as you wish on the system.
Perfect. So let's get to the feature requests. Somebody said, I'm waiting for PDF Maker.
So PDF Maker we are working on right now. A lot of our customers right now are using the connection between the PDF Makers and Formaloo to do this right now. But we are creating a PDF Maker which requires to be a more robust version. So we just don't want to create a PDF Maker that makes contracts. We want to create a PDF Maker that you can, for example, design certificates, design, for example, answer sheets. And that takes a little more while. So after the creation of the Calculator 2.0 and the login sign-up feature that we are working on right now, after that, we are going to develop on the custom PDF Maker.
So the next question is, when Formaloo will have the Autosave Submit functionality or partial response without the user having to press the submit button?
Yeah, so that's coming very soon. It's already developed and it's right now in testing. So that's coming very, very soon.
The next question is, I want to allow people to have filled out a form to be able to come back to that form. Oh, it's the same as...
that was my question. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the system needs to let me know they have updated the information.
Yeah.
So could you describe how it works?
Yeah, we are taking that to the next level with login sign up. Not only people can update their forms, they can basically sign up into your system and log in later and see everything and edit what they want you give them access to. So this is a very cool feature that is coming very soon.
When you say
basically you can have customer portals.
Sorry, Gary.
No, when I was just saying, Farouk, when you say very soon, are we talking like within a month or two? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's coming right after the Calculator 2.0.
So the next question is, could you provide the placeholder field? As I'm non-English user and my clients too, they may not be able to read English. And thanks.
So we have that right now. You can translate every text message that you have inside the design tab of your form. In your editor, in design tab, you can translate everything.
Great. So will Google Sheets be auto-updated in the future?
And from the update form, yes. Right now it's synced, so everything is synced. But later on, we will add the update. So if a row is changed, it will be updated as well. Yeah.
Right. So are you thinking of adding AI functionality to the app platform? If so, what areas will it serve?
So yeah, we do have an AI functionality in our Formaloo customer data platform. But that platform right now requires a little bit of coding, and it's made for data scientists who are analyzing data. And but we are adding more no-code approach to the CDP inside Formaloo as well. So you can soon create, for example, loyalty programs, gamification system, recommendation system powered by this AI, and you can use it inside your own application as well. So it will be totally without any coding.
Great. So if anybody else has any question, just mention in the chat, and I will stop asking questions and let you ask. So can we make multi-level access levels logging for our clients to view content?
Yes, you can do that. You can do all of this with access management feature that we already have. And you can manage, for example, your workspace into different folders, for example, for other clients or departments or projects, and you can give them a specific access to each folder or Formaloo.
The next one is future features, including the ability to set up a button to enable a user to get their location and return longitude and latitude.
Yeah, so right now we have that in our Formaloo Android application. You can use that right now, and it works with the GPS of the phone. But for web version, we are trying to solve the two things. First, the privacy issue and getting the location without a GPS system. So we are trying to add it to the web very soon as well. But right now, you can use it on the mobile application.
Perfect. So the next one is I want to run a mental wellness quiz, and I want to score the whole quiz. I want the score to be displayed at the end of submission, and depending upon the score, I want to tell him what is his personality type. For example, if his score is 0 to 20, he should be displayed personality A. And like that, I wish that person is displayed with his own personality type, only depending on his own score and not the other types.
So yeah, this so you can do all of this already right now. So you can create a system, have them their score, and show them their score in Aftermath. And also you can create an answer sheet for this quiz, but I don't know if you need it or not. Just the last part, when you want to share a different part, right now you can share it in one page. For example, if you are A, this paragraph is for you. If you are B, this paragraph is for you. But soon we are introducing multiple success page. So based on the logic, for example, this score, it shows a different page. And then you can show a different page for different personalities, for example. So I think we are out of time for the session. This was a great session. Thank you, everyone, for all the questions. We will do this every month. So we have all the questions, and we have a touch base together so we can hear your feedback and answer the questions. And soon we will have a lot more tutorials on how to use Formaloo, on the logics, on creating applications, and on creating an interactive paths.
Thank you, everyone. We answered all the questions. If you needed more questions to be answered, just ping us and we'll ask them in the next event.
Awesome. Thank you,
Have an
everyone.
amazing day and night.
Thank you.
Bye.